really around the time that I started seriously like putting out music in 2016. It was around the same time that I started like event curation and whatnot. So for my very first like headline, my own concert is for the release of my mixtape Tened. We put together a show. We were only expecting like maybe 40, 50 people to show up. It ended up being like double that, maybe like 120, 130 people there, maybe more. So just kind of seeing, how people, like I said, not only are they willing, but they also want to support. That really kind of like inspired me to want to continue to put on shows. And prior to that, like I hadn't really had a lot of shows. So then just kind of like that encouragement that, I can put on myself and it can be just as good or have just as many people, really kind of became present for me. So I think around that same time, I had the idea to start just doing these monthly events where we highlight like a different artist or a different person that's any type of genre of arts that are doing something within the community. And that would be our spotlight artist of the month. They would perform or display whatever it was that their artistic creation was, and then there'd be a Q&A. So we would invite the community. It would be a free event. And the big idea with that was not only to be able to highlight local community artists, but also connect them with the community. Because a lot of times there is that disconnect, especially with music, especially with hip hop. There can be that disconnect. And coming from Lansing, which is a smaller city, that's present. So to be able to put on something where a community was at the focus of it, but also highlighting and then art, was like the main thing. And what we were able to do with that was that all the donations went towards scholarships. So that was really cool because between 2016 and 2018, we were able to raise around $6,000 for art scholarships for Lansing School District high schoolers continuing education and art programs. So it was dope to be able to do events like that. I work in the schools, but even outside of that, we're able to do like assemblies and stuff at schools where we bring like a lot of hip hop, whether it's me and my homies, they're part of the All the Above Hip Hop Creative here in Lansing. So I'll get some of the homies to come and break dance. I'll have a DJ, we'll just freestyle, but then we'll also talk about like identity and what that means, especially as a teenager. And then even outside of that, we were able to do like really dope events. Like in 2017, I put on the Black Arts Matter celebration, which really just does what the title says it does. It celebrates Black artists and the community. And that's all forms of art. So we had, hip hoppers, soul bands, we had comedians, dance, poetry. And both of those shows in 2017 and 2018 were able to sell out. And the funds went to scholarships as well. So just being able to have that community aspect was always like big for me. But like what you said, between like having the idea of like the give first before expecting to have something given to you, I think that that's extremely important, but it's also like super important to remember like you're not giving to get something in return. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, was knowing that there was a need. Going through the Lansing School District, seeing the lack of resources, the lack of artistic resources for students, and wanting to find some type of way to, try to help out with that. And then also seeing the need of like the disconnect between community and arts and trying to fill that void. And then also seeing the need to be able to just celebrate Black people, Black bodies, and Black art. So just being able to see all those different needs and being able to like have a hand in filling some of those needs have been amazing. And I think while doing those things and giving those things, like without asking for anything in return, the community has been amazing in supporting and giving back and just kind of being there. So I think by doing things for others, whether it's like sharing your platforms or giving a platform or just taking your time, whether it's to check in with somebody or, someone your time or money or whatever, and doing those things without expecting to get something in return really just plays a big part in your development, who you are, and then your support moving forward. So I think that all of that plays a part in it.